Okay, so we'll start today standing up. Anywhere on your mat is fine. And we're going to start with a pranayama, or a breathing exercise called breath of joy, which is a 3-part inhale and a 1-part exhale. And you move your arms together, forward and up on the 1 short inhale through the nose, and then 1 short inhale through the nose. Arms separate, arms come back together, another inhale, and then exhale. Bend your belly toward the knees, swish it out. You can let out a big exhale there. So I'll demonstrate 1 round. And the exhale can be through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels better. And you can let your eyes close when you do this. And just do 5 rounds, so you can count after the exhales. And whenever you're ready, you can start. And then after your 5th round, you can just let the arms swing, just let yourself settle. Notice how that made you feel. And the cool thing about this pranayama is it's a thing that we do naturally. So if you can imagine a kid who's really upset, they're like hyperventilating a little, but it's actually a natural thing our body does to calm us down. A 3-part inhale and a big exhale. So whenever you're ready, we'll do 1 more round. We'll do 5 of them. So you can start when you're ready.
So we inhale 3 times? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So yeah, you inhale through the nose quickly 3 times, and you move your arms with the inhale. So it's and then exhale.
Down, and then down.
Yeah, middle, out, middle, and then down.
Just check.
So whenever you're ready. One more. And then just let yourself settle again when you're done. So that builds some heat in the body, gets us right into the zone. So just find yourself in your mountain pose. Start to activate yourself. So draw the energy up through the soles of the feet. Lift the crown of the head. And feel the feet and the head, the tip of the head, reaching in opposing directions. So the head is actively reaching up, and the feet are actively rooting down, feeling each vertebrae stacked on top of one another. Feel your head over your heart, over your hips, over your heels. Drawing the inner thighs in and up, activating the legs. Shoulders draw slightly together and down the back, proud heart. Then interlace your hands and bring your palms to face toward the ceiling, stretching up, getting some length in the side body. Tucking the ribs back under, reaching a little bit higher, so the palms and the feet are now reaching far away from each other. And then bring your arms over to the right as you look to the left. So you're getting a nice side body stretch in the left side. Each inhale, find more length in the spine. Each exhale, reach a little further. You can always widen your stance if you need more balance. And then inhale to center. Exhale, arms reach to the left as you look to the right. Getting a nice stretch down the right body now. Finding that length each inhale, reaching further each exhale. And then inhale to center again. And now cactus the arms, bring the palms to face away from you. Shoulder blades come closer together, heart is proud. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart again. Once more like that, inhale, reach. Exhale, open. And then inhale, reach, and exhale, hinge at your hips to your forward fold. So bending your knees really generously, allowing your belly to rest on the thighs. And just let the head dangle, feel this in the spine, lengthening the low back, lengthening the upper back, just letting the torso be heavy. Let's take 3 deep exhales and see what else you can let go of on each exhale. You can start to shift your weight forward and back, and then just find that happy medium. And then on your next inhale, you can start to roll yourself up to stand, sweeping your arms out and up at the top, reaching up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. So we'll move through some half sun salutations like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Move through one more like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the space between the sternum and the belly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just checking in with yourself, reminding yourself why you showed up today. Feeling your own heartbeat. And then next inhale, raise both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant your hands down and step your feet back to plank position. So there's always an option to bring your knees down here if you need to, but letting your heels reach back, crown of the head reach forward, lift the back of your heart, pull the navel to the spine, really start to activate the core, like this. And then letting your knees drop down if you need to, untucking the toes, and then start to slowly bend your elbows alongside your ribs, bringing yourself in one piece all the way down to the belly. Root your big toes into the ground, root your pubic bone into the ground. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your back, lifting the heart. Baby cobra. The chin stays tucked, the spine stays long. The hands should be able to lift off of the mat. Exhale, release. Pull the navel up to the spine, push the ground away from you, and bring yourself up to a tabletop position. So you can bring your wrists right underneath the shoulders, hips are underneath the knees. And just take a few cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze and the tailbone, cow pose. And exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, lift the back of the heart, pull the navel to the spine, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, pull it back. And just take a few moments here to close the eyes and move how you want to move. You can wag the tail, you can stick with your cat-cows, circle the shoulders, the hips. Maybe rocking the hips side to side can feel really good. Let this be your time to move however the body wants to move. And that stands for the whole practice. So if there's ever a position that just doesn't feel right in your body, make sure you skip over that and come to a place of comfort. And whenever you feel ready, you can find your way back to your neutral tabletop. Walk your hands forward just a bit, about a hand distance. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips back and up, downward facing dog. So imagine there's a string at your tailbone, lifting your seat as high as you can. It's okay to bend the knees and come onto the tippy toes. Maybe stretching out the feet, bringing the heels over the balls of your feet. And then rooting down in the base of your pointer finger the most. But then also in the base of your thumb, the base of your pinky, and the heel of the hand, as well as each of your fingertips. So the hands are really actively rooting into the ground. Pulling the navel into the spine, getting the spine a little bit longer. You can take turns bending each leg, walking out your dog, activating the hamstrings. And then when you're ready, you can bend both knees, look up toward the top of your mat, and just start to walk your feet to meet your hands. When you arrive, you can inhale to a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll move through another sun salutation like that. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands down, step back to your plank position. So you can do exactly what we did before, lower all the way down to your baby cobra, or you can lower halfway, stopping the elbows at the ribs, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale to an up dog with the tops of the legs hovering, and then exhale to a down dog. So if you're on the ground, you just inhale, lift the heart, baby cobra. Exhale and release. And then push the ground away from you, pop up through your tabletop, tuck your toes and lift your hips, down dog. We won't do too many flows today, but you have them whenever you want them. If you want to make this practice a little bit more invigorating, you're welcome to move through a flow like that whenever you'd like, really. It's just a fancy way of getting from a standing position to a down dog. As you're ready, bend the knees, look forward, and step up to your halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here. And as you're ready, inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Leave your right foot exactly where it is. Plant the hands down. Step your left foot back to a low lunge. You can let your back knee drop down and untuck those toes. If this is tough on the knee, you can double up your mat or bring a blanket under there, or just root down in the top of your back foot a little bit more. Perfect. Front knee stays over the front ankle. If you have blocks, they can be helpful here for a little extra height, or on tented fingertips, or wherever you can be. So just letting your hips be really heavy here. Letting your hips sink forward and down. Breathing into where you feel this the most. You'll feel this in your left hip flexor and the inside of the right hip. Noticing what the mind is doing. Not trying to escape this pose, just letting yourself be here. And then start to bring your hands on top of your right thigh. You can interlace the hands and push against the thighs. You lift the heart away, getting a nice little back bend. And feel your inner thighs pulling toward each other. That'll give you a little bit more stability, a little more height. Perfect. 2 breaths here. Beautiful. And then bring your hands back down, framing your front foot. Lift your sit bones back and up, straightening out your right leg. As you come onto the right heel, so the toes are reaching toward the shin, getting a really nice stretch down the right hamstring. Again, if you have blocks, they can be nice here for a little extra height. Otherwise, just letting the hands be on the ground. Wherever you are, feeling your right hip continue to pull back, and the back of your knee is reaching toward the mat as the energy reaches through the heel of your right foot. And if your back knee is talking to you, you can always root down in the top of the back foot a little bit more, or give yourself a cushion. Breathing wherever you are is perfect. And then just bring both your hands to the outside of your right leg. Going to get deeper into the IT band here. So you'll notice that the toes want to fall a little bit to the right and keep them pointing straight up to the ceiling. This will concentrate the stretch more down the outside of the right leg. And if all of this is if it's really hard for you to be on this knee, you can just come to a seated position and bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh and just fold over to the left too. You'll still feel it a little bit in the IT band. Always options. Two more breaths here. And then bring your hands back to frame your front foot. Rebend the front leg. Tuck your back toes. Lift the back knee and just step your left foot up to meet your right foot, landing in a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pause for a moment here. Just really feel the difference in the legs. And then as you're ready, leave your left foot where it is, plant the hands down, and step your right foot back to a lunge. So you can adjust your stance as you need to, letting the hips be heavy and sink down, and then allowing your back knee to drop down, untucking the toes when you're ready. So same thing over here, just letting yourself sink into this pose. You don't have to move too fast. This goes for every single pose. Take your time coming in and getting out. Notice how it feels on this side. It might feel quite different than the other side. Each exhale, let one more thing go. So maybe you're feeling a lot of holding in your hip flexor. Maybe you're feeling a lot in your left hip. So bringing all your attention there, and as you exhale, allow that area to soften just a little bit. And then when you're ready, you can bring your hands to interlace on top of your left thigh. And the same thing on this side. So feel that magnetic pull between the inner thighs. It'll give you more stability. And then push into the top of the left thigh as you lift the heart away, getting a slight back bend, all the while letting the hips be heavy and sink down. Perfect. Breathing, letting your breath be loud, breathing into the lungs. 2 more breaths. And then next exhale, bring your hands back to frame the front foot. Lift your sit bones back and up, folding over the left hamstring. Coming onto the left heel, back of the knee, reaching toward the mat, left hip pulling back. Energy reaching from the hip through the heel. And as you inhale, feel the energy go into your left hamstring. And as you exhale, allow your left hamstring to spread and soften a little bit more. And then when you're ready, you can bring both your hands to the outside of your left leg. Toes stay pointing straight up, just getting into your left IT band. And if you're finding the mind wandering quite a bit, just let that be your cue to deepen the breath. So you can even say, I am breathing in as you're breathing in, and I am breathing out as you're breathing out. Whatever you need to do to just anchor yourself in the present moment with yourself. Two more breaths. As you're ready, you can bring your hands back, framing the front foot. Rebend your front leg, plant the hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and bring yourself forward to your halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to stand, arms reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just pause here for a moment. Check back in. Notice the quality of your body today. Notice the quality of your mind today. And not making any judgments, just noticing what's there. Accepting whatever's there for what it is. As you inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Leave your right foot where it is and step your left foot back to warrior two legs. So your left foot comes parallel to the back edge of your mat. Inhale the arms up, warrior two. So your front heel is either intersecting the back arch or in line with the back heel. The knee is reaching toward the pinky side of the foot, but right over the ankle. And the hip feels like it's kind of tucking under your right hip. Arms reaching from the heart center, tailbone reaching straight down, crown of the head reaching straight up. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Perfect. Breathing. And then as you inhale, start to slowly straighten out the front leg. Bring both arms up to touch at the top. And exhale back, warrior two. Inhale to fly your warrior, straighten and reach. Exhale back. Just do that 3 more times on your own with the rhythm of your own breath. Maybe closing the eyes. Envision that you're in water. Feeling that resistance of the water around the fingertips, forcing you to move a bit slower. You might want to. One more. And then settling back, warrior two, after your 5 rounds. Lift your front palm and inhale to reverse your warrior. So you're reaching up first, and then when you can't reach up any further, you reach back. So feeling that space from your right hip crease through the side body and the fingertips. Send your breath into your right rib cage, feeling that length in the side body. And then just start to straighten out your right leg, getting more length down the right body from the toes to the fingertips. Perfect. And then bring the arms back to center. Shift your hips back as you reach forward as far as you can, coming into triangle pose. When you can't reach forward anymore, allow your right fingertips to reach down and left fingertips to reach up. The goal of this is just to have everything as long as possible. Pull your low belly in toward the spine, keeping both side bodies really long. Beautiful. And then on your next exhale, cartwheel your arms down, framing your front foot. You can adjust your stance and then step your back foot to meet your front foot, landing in a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pause for a moment and forward fold. And just feel the difference in the hips, in the body. And then we'll even ourselves out when you're ready. So leave your left foot where it is and step your right foot back for your 2 legs. And inhale the arms up for your 2. So feeling your left hip really open up here. Arms are proud, reaching from the heart center. Front knees over that front ankle. And if you lift the toes, you'll feel rooted in the 4 corners of both feet. Breathing here. Feeling the power of this pose. And then slowly straightening out your front leg, reach both arms up, fly your warrior. Exhale back, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale and come back, warrior 2. So just do that 3 more times on your own. Inhaling to straighten and reach. Exhaling to bend and settle. Always option to close the eyes. Now, whenever you're done with your 5th round, just settling back, warrior 2. And then flip your front palm, inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching up first and then back, getting a nice stretch from your left hip crease through the left fingertips. And then just start to straighten out your left leg, getting more length down the left side of the body. Perfect. And then bring the arms back to center. Shift your hips back as you reach forward with your left arm as far as you can. And then allow your left fingertips to point down, right fingertips to point up, triangle pose. Keeping the low belly pulled in, micro bend in the legs, perfect. And then when you're ready, cartwheel your arms, framing your front foot. Come onto the back toes and bring your right foot up to meet your left. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause for a moment here. And when you're ready, inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half lift. Exhale, release, forward fold. Plant your hands down and just step right back to your downward facing dog. Just be here for 3 deep breaths. Maybe you sigh it out, maybe you flutter the lips. Just let anything else go that you don't need anymore. And when you're ready, you can slowly bend the knees, let them find the mat. Untuck your toes and sit the hips on the heels into child's pose. So reaching the arms long in front of you if you want some more length in the spine, bringing the toes and the knees together if you really want to lengthen the spine. Or if you want this to focus more on the hips, bringing the knees as wide as your mat, maybe the arms come back behind you if you want to be more passive in the shoulders. Letting yourself settle here just for a few moments. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to push yourself up to a seat on your ankles, on your heels. And then just shift your weight to either side. Bring your legs out long in front of you, coming to a seat on your mat. You can sit however is comfortable. We're going to do the other pranayama now. So maybe the legs are crossed, maybe they're in front of you. If you want to elevate the hips, you're welcome to do so. So this next pranayama, the first one we did was really invigorating and kind of got the energy moving in us. And this one really brings us inward and calms the whole nervous system. So it's called the humming bee breath. And I'll explain it, and we'll do it 2 rounds, 5 rounds each. So you'll bring your thumbs to your ear flaps to block the ears. Not yet, just so you can hear me. And then cover the eyes with the rest of your fingers. And you'll take a big inhale through the nose, and then press your tongue to the roof of your mouth and hum the breath out of you. So pressing the tongue there just controls the volume. If it's not there, then it can kind of rattle the brain and be a little bit too loud. So with the tongue pressed, just humming the breath. So like, until it's done. And then you inhale again, and we'll do 3 rounds because they can be kind of long. And then we'll pause, and then we'll do another 3. So whenever you're ready, you can plug the ears, cover the eyes, take a big inhale through the nose, And then hum it out. So whenever you're finished with your 3 rounds, you can just let the eyes close and observe any sensations in the mind or in the body. This is another breath that kids will often naturally do. They block their ears and yell. It just really brings you inside of yourself in a pretty positive way. So whenever you're ready, we can do a second round. You can plug the ears, cover the eyes, and take 3 humming breaths. Just letting everything settle again. If you ever feel overwhelmed, that is a really, really nice exercise to do to kind of take you out of it. Now we'll start to wind down in our physical postures as well. So when you're ready, you can just slide the feet forward, bringing the soles of the feet to touch, and bring them pretty far away from the hips. So coming into a long-legged butterfly. And when the feet are far away like this, we get into the hamstrings as well as the hip abductors. So if you don't naturally hinge forward here, you can elevate the hips by sitting on a block or a pillow, just so that you have that extra height of gravity. But if you do naturally hinge forward, you can just allow yourself to fold. And you don't have to be down far. Just let yourself rest wherever you naturally fall. Maybe your elbows rest on the insides of the knees. That can feel nice. Feet can either open like a book, or the soles of the feet can touch. So now you might want to sit on a pillow. It'll just be a lot comfier if you have one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to like pull yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'm not flexible from the hips down.
Yeah, most guys are not. Perfect. Yeah, so then the soles of the feet touch. And even if you only fold forward this much, this is perfect. As long as you're feeling it in your hips. And you can bring the feet further away too. They don't have to be in close. Yeah. You just want it to be at a distance where you can feel this in your hip flexors as well as the insides of the legs and the hamstrings a little bit. So count, how about 5 really full exhales? So you're not going for speed at all, just going for more length of your breath. Really long exhales, 5 rounds. Softening the forehead, releasing the jaw, letting the muscles of the face just kind of hang off of the bones. Softening the belly, the shoulders. Letting yourself fully surrender into this posture. One more really full exhale. And very slowly, you can start to bring your torso back up over the hips. And grab the outsides of the knees and just bring them in together. Give yourself a hug. And feel this real circular shape you're making. Kind of emphasize it. So you tuck the chin to the chest. Pull the pelvic floor in and up toward the navel. So you get a nice curl in the lower spine. Curl the heart back. And then bring your hands to the fronts of your shins. Inhale, pull the heart forward and through. Shoulder blades come together down the back. Pelvic floor tips away from the navel. You get a nice arch in the spine. And then exhale, curl the heart back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, come forward. And just do these seated cat-cows just a few more times. You can linger wherever it feels good. If you just want to stay hugging the knees, you're welcome to do so. And then coming back up to center, you can release the knees and just let the legs straighten, bringing them wider than your mat. So again, you can stay seated on something. You can pull the flesh of the sit bones back so that your bones are really rooting down and you feel a natural hinge at the hips. So we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold, really nice pose. You can bring the hands in front of the hips and just start to walk the hands forward or hinge or fold down. Whatever is calling to you. If you want to be more active about this, you can kind of pull yourself, hinge at your hips more. Or if you want to make this more passive, just allow your spine to curl. Release the muscles of the legs and the arms and the neck. Noticing any activity in the mind right now. Letting the attention come back to the breath. And let's take 3 more really full exhales. And then just start to walk the hands back toward the hips. And grab the outsides of your legs and just slowly bring them in together. Bend your right leg and hug that knee into the chest, keeping your left leg where it is. And then step the sole of your right foot outside of your left thigh, so crossing over. Your right hand will come behind the sit bones. And then inhale, your left arm reaches up. And exhale, twist to your right. So your elbow can come to the outside of your right knee. Each inhale, find more length in the spine. So feel a string at the crown of your head, lifting the crown of your head up. And each exhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. And twisting really from the navel here. So pulling the navel into the spine, letting that create more space to twist. Few more breaths. And then inhale, come back to center. And now just let your right knee come closer to the ground. So keeping your right foot really flexed and the ankle is on top of the left thigh, a little closer to the knee. Bring your hands back behind you for some support and then put a bend in your left leg. Bring the sole of that foot to the ground. Coming into this seated pigeon posture. So if you want to come a little bit deeper here, you can keep walking your left foot in and keep your heart reaching toward your shin. But as long as you feel this, it's perfect. So just the most important thing is to keep your right foot flexed. This protects your knee. Perfect. And then keep your knee pushing away from the body. Keep your ankle coming in closer to you. And then just start to straighten out your left leg. You can release the right leg from on top, maybe shake it out. Turn onto the backs of the hands, give your wrists a little love. And then we'll do all that on the other side when you're ready. So you can bend your left knee into the chest. Let the heart be proud. And then step the sole of your left foot outside of your right thigh. Left hand comes behind the seat. And then you inhale, the right arm reaches up this time. And exhale, right elbow to left knee, twisting to your left. And this arm can do whatever it wants. It can stay up like this. It can reach down. It can grab the hip. It's not super important. Just let your focus be on twisting from your navel. So each inhale, find more length in the spine. Each exhale, twist a little deeper, maybe looking over your left shoulder. And really feel your hips staying squared to the front of your mat. And then feel your shoulders come square to your left. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. 2 more. And then slowly start to unwind. Come back to center. And then just let your left knee reach closer to the ground, keeping your left foot really flexed. This might be enough. If this is enough for you, you can stay. But then if you want to come deeper, bring your arms back behind you for support, put a bend in your right leg, and keep bringing your left ankle closer to you and keep pushing your left knee away from you. Really opening that left hip up. Take 3 more breaths. Keeping the left foot flexed. And you can begin to straighten out the right leg, release the left leg, turn onto the backs of the hands if you like that, stretching out the wrists in the other direction, shake out the legs, maybe tap them down. And then we will make our way to lay on our backs when you're ready. So you can bend the knees in toward the chest, grab the backs of the thighs, and just walk the hands down the legs, bringing yourself onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest when you arrive. And just gently rock side to side. And as always, moving slower than you might want to at first. Really paying very close attention to each point of your back as it makes contact with the mat. Feeling your back just melting closer into the mat. And when you're ready, you can find your way back to center. Let the soles of your feet find the mat, and then step them as wide as your mat, so wider than your hips. And then just slowly start to windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Again, moving slowly here, massaging your glutes, releasing the low back. Paying close attention to each point of your glutes that makes contact with the mat as it makes contact with the mat. Arms can be resting wherever they want to rest. And the next time both of your knees are dropped off to the right, just leave them there. You can turn your gaze to look off to the left. Feeling this really gentle twist. You're getting a nice external rotation in your right hip, internally rotating in the left. If you want to exaggerate that a little bit more, you can bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh, closer to the knee. only if that feels okay for you. Just adding a little bit of weight to your left knee. And you can slide that ankle off of the knee. Slowly bring them back to center. And then let them fall off to the other side, to the left. And turn your gaze to the right. Let everything be soft. And if you want to exaggerate this a little bit more, you can bring your left ankle on top of the right thigh, closer to the knee. And a nice internal rotation in your right hip, externally rotating the left. And start to slide the left ankle off of the right leg and slowly bring your knees back to center. Hug both knees back into the chest. When you arrive, just feeling your low back really flat against the mat. And as you're ready, you can reach both of your feet up toward the ceiling, letting the arms rest wherever they want to rest. Maybe you shake out the legs for a moment, just to ensure that there's nothing holding in the legs. Just let them be where they are. Imagine that they're just waiting in water, feeling detached from the body. And then reaching your arms up to do the same, really evening out the torso. Feeling the four corners of your torso flat against the mat, just by the weight of your limbs and gravity. Allowing your hands and feet to get a little bit tingly, a little bit warmer with this change in blood flow. Just letting that happen for a few more moments. And whenever you're ready, you can bend the knees and come into your happy baby. So grabbing anything that's available, the outside edges of the feet, the toes, the ankles, the thighs. Just opening up your hips to the ceiling. Maybe rocking if that feels good, or just resting. And whenever you feel ready, you can let the soles of your feet find each other and slowly lower them so the outside edges of the feet can find the mat beneath the hips. Letting them rest on the mat, letting the knees fall off to the sides into your reclined bound angle pose. Letting yourself fully surrender here. There's no need to hold anything up. Arms can be wherever they're comfortable. And maybe this pose feels really good for you and you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like. If you'd like, rather straighten out your legs and come into your final Shavasana, your final resting pose, you may do so whenever you're ready. Allowing your body to be fully supported by the mat beneath you. Releasing any need to hold anything up. Allow your forehead to soften. And allow your forehead to soften even more. Let the eyebrows relax. Let the eyelids relax. As you feel the eyeballs sink back and into the skull. Turning your inner gaze to peer into the forehead. Maybe feeling that slight pulsing sensation in the space between the eyebrows. letting the cheeks soften, letting the jaw hang heavy, letting the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Letting the throat rest. Feeling the shoulders root deeper into the mat. The expansion across the collarbones, across the heart center. Tuning into the rhythm of your own heart. Feeling your heartbeat spread and expand down both of your arms, coming into the palms of each of your hands. Feeling your heartbeat in your hands. Feeling the fingers pulsing, the palms pulsing. Letting go of any sensations of holding in the ribs, in the belly. Feeling that heartbeat within the belly, just beneath the navel. Allowing digestion to do its job. Softening in the lower belly, in the pelvic floor, in the glutes. Feeling this whole gentle area release any remaining tension simply with your awareness here as you checked in. Feel the length and the weight of your legs, allowing all the muscles to roll off of the bones. Feel the soles of your feet and each of your 10 toes. Both feet pulsing, both hands pulsing, and the crown of your head pulsing as well. We'll rest here in this total body awareness for about another minute, allowing yourself this time for the practice to soak into your body and to heal you. If you would like to stay here longer, you're welcome to do so. And turn off the video. And just let yourself rest as long as you need. If you feel ready to come out of this, you can allow my voice to guide you. First, just noticing how slow your breath has become. And with that act of noticing, you'll notice that the breath will automatically become deeper. And then consciously deepening the breath even more. Energizing yourself with each inhale, filling up from the toes to the tip of your head. Maybe wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, Rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles, just bringing some small movements into the body. Maybe rocking your head side to side. And then reaching the arms up overhead for a nice morning stretch, maybe letting out a big yawn. Hugging your knees toward the chest whenever you're ready. You can find your way to a fetal position on one side, resting the head on the upper arm. And just pausing for a moment here in this primal position, the first position we ever took in our lives. As you're ready, leaving your eyes closed for now and pushing your top hand into the ground, finding your way back to your seat, meeting with hands at heart center when you arrive. And just fully, deeply thanking yourself for your practice and for your dedication to this practice. Each time you roll out your mat. And may this act continue to heal you throughout the rest of your day. And may you bring some of this love and light to everyone in your own lives. Namaste.